House Leader, third party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For most of my life, I had the luxury not to really have to think about watersheds. I lived in cities, first Edmonton, then Victoria. I turned on the tap, water came out, I drank it, but I never worried about it. And then in 2011, I moved to Shawnigan Lake and my watershed awakening began. Outside of Victoria and Vancouver, most British Columbians do think about their watersheds and are often worried about their water. In Seashelt, the community holds its collective breath through the hot summer months, watching the reservoir levels. In Waimea, the residents are desperate to protect their small Quartz Creek watershed, the community's only source of potable drinking water. In Peachland, boil water advisories and turbidity have become all too common. And as of September 30th, there were 7 boil water advisories and 4 do not consume advisories for First Nations across British Columbia. Watersheds truly are the lifeblood of BC towns and communities, and in far too many places they are at risk, especially in a changing climate. Droughts, forest fires, flooding, exacerbated by industrial activity and ecological degradation, not only disrupt our lives, they disrupt our watersheds. We can begin to create a new story for watersheds across BC, a story in which communities are empowered to create water security, working collaboratively with First Nations and local governments to ensure that we are restoring and stewarding our watersheds so that they are resilient and healthy, because we know that this is the essential foundation for all of us and our local economies to also be resilient and healthy. A watershed security fund would help us to achieve this. I've learned a great deal about watersheds over the last 8 years, and while the journey has at times been a challenging one, I'm grateful to know and love the Shawnigan watershed, and I'm determined to do all I can to restore and protect it.